All right, in this example, I'm going to show you navigation because this is a very, very common use for media queries. So in this particular example, I'm simulating a navigation bar. I don't have the actual anchor tags, but for simplicity, I have them set up in LIs. And LIs are very nice because they offer us this idea that LIs are block by nature, which means that they're going to be on top of each other. So that already lends itself to a nice layout for mobile first, which is what we're doing. So in a mobile phone, I would like and we'll often see our navigation stacked on top of each other. And that's what we have going on here. So I have display block here. I can comment it out because that is the default. So whether I have that there or not, they're going to do the same thing. So display block is what LIs are doing. All right, so let's add another media query. So I'm going to just copy or paste in some starter code here. So my media query says at media parentheses, when the viewport gets 576 pixels or bigger, curly brace, curly brace. Curly brace says these are the things that are going to change or be added when we get to this larger viewport. And so what I've done here, and you can see it popped up here, is display. I took those LIs and I said instead of being block on top of each other, let's do display inline, and I want to add display inline block, which makes sure that we keep our padding in place. So if I do a display inline block, we can see that they have stacked horizontally, which is very common in a desktop view. So let's go below and see that when we are below the 560, these are all the styles that will be applied by default. And then when we get 576 pixels or larger, just change this part. So everything else will stay in place except for the thing that we want to change. So we don't have to add all these repeating styles into our curly brace, just the things that are going to change. So let's just make some additional changes just because I think it might make it look a little better. Let's say each LI item is going to be 30% wide. And let's see if that works. And so they're just stretching out a little bit, looks a little nicer. And let's also add another style. Let's say UL, and we're going to do text align center. So everything inside of our UL is going to be centered. All the elements are going to be centered. So that looks a little bit better for a desktop version. So again, now if I go smaller, then I'm going to have them vertically, and then if I get above that 576, now they are horizontal. And again, I remind you to keep an eye here on your dev tools because you can see that display block got crossed out. We made some changes when we hit our media port, and then if we go below our media port viewport size, then we see that media query completely disappear in our dev tools, and it goes back to those base styles.